You are now listening to the Growing and Becoming podcast.
Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. If you are new here, welcome. Honestly, I love you. That's the only thing I can say. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for listening to the episode, for listening to the podcast. Thank you for the 5 stars that you have so generously given to this podcast, even though you are yet to. So this is now is a good time to just go and give it a lovely 5 stars. Trust me, it's worth the 5 stars. You'll find out, in a couple of minutes. Anyways, thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate all of you. Can I just say that it seems you people like love things. You people like, mushy romance, marriage, and all that stuff. Because tell me why the last episode just went crazy. You people really, really liked the episode I did with my husband because it is now top 3 most listened to episodes on the podcast. And in my head, I'm like, wow. So all the ones I've been doing by myself, you people don't rate it. Is that it? Okay, cool. But yeah, no, just kidding. Even I would listen to my husband every day. Wait, of course I would listen to my husband every day. What? Anyways, yeah, it was really nice having him on the podcast, truly, and I'll definitely be bringing him back. So thank you for running up the numbers. Really, really appreciate it. I was very impressed. Can't lie. Thank you. And I didn't really do much like social media content for that episode. Yet people loved it. Like, what? But yeah, more marriage content then because you seem to really enjoy that. So it's either more marriage content or more Mr. Wealth content, or maybe both. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Drop a comment under this episode. Let me know if it's a marriage content you want. Do you want more love, dating, all that lovely stuff? And because in my head, I'm thinking, people are probably tired of all that. But I might be wrong. So let me know what it is that you like. Anyways, I hope you all have been well. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I had such a nice weekend, a very busy weekend, I must say. What did I do on Saturday? I spent Saturday resting, actually. I spent Saturday resting. I had to take out my braids by myself. Well, with the help of my husband at some point, but mostly by myself. And then I had to wash my hair. Gosh, so stressful. Um, and then Sunday, my friend had her wedding Thanksgiving at church. That was really nice. And my husband's friends, who are now my friends, they came over with their kids. So that was so good. So it was really nice. I got to watch Miss Rachel because I've never actually seen any Miss Rachel videos. It was nice seeing Miss Rachel and all that. So yeah, not too bad. What else did we do? And then after that, we went to our friend's birthday games night thingy in the evening. And let me not lie to you people. I enjoyed myself. That was my first games night or hangout or whatever with total strangers. It felt like for the first time in a very, very long time, I was outside in quotes. Because my life is so repetitive. I do the same things every day, every week, every month. Not necessarily the same things, but like you get the point. Largely, I have the same routine. I see the same people. I'm going to the same places all the time. And I mean, it's not like I'm complaining. I kind of like the simplicity of my life at the moment. I like that things are just simple and easy. And I like the routine as well. Gives me some sense of stability and direction. But you see, I did not realize how withdrawn I've been from the rest of society. So when my friend sent the invite for this games night, I didn't really think too much about it. But sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah. I didn't really think too much about it because obviously I need to go celebrate my girl. But yeah, I think on the drive there, I was just saying to my husband, it would be really nice if the people at this games night are new people. Like I don't know what it is, but it's just like in that moment I just really, really wanted to see new faces. I wanted to experience other people. I wanted to be outside of my familiar circle, for once. And then I got there and I was like, wow, look at all these people that I don't know. Wow. I was fangirling in my head because, child, I have not been outside. Truthfully, I have not been outside. I have not experienced other people. I go to the same places all the time. And so it was nice, being in a space where 90% of the people there are complete strangers. And so I have to introduce myself like, hello, everybody. This is me. I know you don't know me, but get to know me. I've genuinely been so out of touch with social life and, all that. Like, someone introduced herself in a very interesting way and I was like, oh, wow, girl, that was so good. Like, so we're doing intros and everything and then got to this girl's turn and she was like, they call me OG, original gangster. And I was like, what? It sounds so normal. It might sound normal to some people, but in my head, I'm like, wow, you did not just say your name. You could have just said, oh, hello, my name is this, and blah, blah, blah. But she was like, they call me G. I was like, girl, that was so hard. See, these are the things that get me excited. People spicing up their intros is getting me excited. Can you just imagine? So if you're listening to me, I'm not telling you to invite me for stuff. Chances are I will say no, but you can try. Just try. Try and invite me. Let me be the one to decide if I'll come or not. But honestly, I had such a wonderful time. We played games. It was so good. The energy was so great. I was so happy. Oh Lord. So yeah, but shout out to my girl Shewa. I love you so much, my darling. We'll always be there to celebrate you. Best believe that when you call, we will answer. Yeah, so that was my Sunday. Then I got home and went to bed. And oh my days, on Saturday, or was it Friday actually? My husband gave me a massage. Friends, I don't know, like, why have I been stalling on receiving massages? Like, I just feel like, oh, it's just going to make my body hurt. No, it did not make my body hurt. It eased the pain I was already feeling. It made me feel so much better. And so now I feel like massages are my thing. And well, apologies in advance to my husband because that's about to be his full-time job. Everywhere that I have pain, every joint, every marrow, he's going to be, just knuckle deep in there, just, squishing away. I love it. But yeah, if you are needing a massage, this is your sign. Just massage. You can massage yourself. I'm just saying, no sleep on it. It works. Like, it really works. Anyway, what else about my life that you should probably know about? Nothing, actually. I think that's everything. So I'm currently seeing Emily in Paris on Netflix, or rather, I'm done actually. I just finished season 4 last week. Yes, and I don't know where to start from with that show. First of all, I find Emily to be quite an annoying girl. Just quite. Sometimes she does things and I'm like, huh? Or she says things and I'm like, hmm? But she dresses really nice. So we'll give her that. Emily's, yeah, her fashion is, I quite like it. Some days it confuses me. Most days I'm like, yeah, that's it, girl. Very lovely, very classy. I love it. Very mindful. I love her dressing. But you see her relationship life. I don't want to say I've never seen anybody in my life with a worse relationship lifestyle than Emily. I don't want to say that because I'm pretty sure that there are people who have worse in this life, right? Emily's relationship life is a mess. It is catastrophic. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh God, it's not the worst thing, but oh my God, it really, really grinds my gears. The way she keeps going back to what's his name, Gabriel. I was about to call him Gorilla because he actually behaves like one sometimes. That boy he himself, he's like, oh gosh, all of them in Emily in Paris, they have problems. Everybody in Emily in Paris has one issue or the other. But let's leave the rest. Let's focus on Emily and this lad called Gabriel. Why is Gabriel the way he is? Why does he behave in such a manner? Why? How is it that you are expecting a baby with another woman and then you're dating another woman who's friends with this woman and you're fine with no, and then the woman that you're who's expecting your child in quotes, is a lesbian and you let her and a lesbian partner to stay in your house. And I'm like, first of all, what is this chaotic storyline? Why am I seeing all this? What's this nonsense? What's happening here right now? What in the oh my god, there's this new word I learned from a random guy on Instagram. Oh yes, iniquitous. That's the word. What in the iniquitous activities is going on here? The level of iniquity that is happening between this circle of human beings is insane. And then they portray it like it's a very French thing. Like, don't worry, when you go to France, get ready for some iniquitous activities, iniquitous experiences and situations. I don't want to be part of your iniquity, but cool. Let's leave the iniquitousness out for a bit, please. Tell me why they still decide to date. Like, why did they go ahead with such a relationship? The man's life is complicated. He should rest in the name of Jesus. Rest. God. And then the girl, what's her name? Camille. Camille goes to get an apartment right next to Gabrielle with her lesbian partner. And I'm like, Jesus, calm down. Father, calm down. Camille is also another thorn in my flesh. I don't know where to start from with this babe, but that's why we're not even going to bother. Let's focus on Emily. Okay, good, Emily, yeah? You're holding on for dear life. You're thinking, okay, maybe we can make it work. Even though every other day you see more and more reasons why it will never work, but you're still there. Doing what? And, talking about like, okay, first love, he's the first guy that she fell in love with when she came to France, blah, 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 your first love, you never really move on from your first love. Can I just put a pin on that and say, I don't believe in all that nonsense. I genuinely think it's mumbo jumbo, the whole idea of like, oh, first love, because first of all, is it really first love for most people? I don't know about other people though, but most times it's more maybe like first attraction, first lust, first iniquitous activities. First iniquitous activities, first anything else but love, darling. Come on, because look at the chemistry that exists between Gabrielle and Emily. There's is mostly lost. Come on, guys, let's actually all be for real. I genuinely think that between Emily and maybe Alfie, there was actually conversations, communication. It made sense, or maybe between Emily and even Marcello, who's the new Italian. Say Italian, yeah, the Italian guy. I genuinely think that okay, there's probably more things to like about one another in terms of them having interest, conversations, blah blah blah. But Gabrielle and Emily, I don't understand. I genuinely do not understand. There is nothing there. There's nothing. It's just lost. They just want to eat each other up. Get married then. But I would not even advise her to get married to such a man with such a past. Like he has so much baggage around him. It's not even about his past. It's about his present. In his present life, his life is not simple. I mean, I don't understand why you want to be with someone who has such a complicated life. Because life in itself is complicated. Maybe because she's doing a very interesting job where she just posts selfies and just, talks about things and dresses up nice and goes for brunch and goes for very expensive high-end parties. Maybe that's why. She's not work. If you work in the NHS, for instance, you cannot be dating a man like Gabrielle because you will run mad. Imagine you're working in a care home. Imagine you're actually working in a facility to cater to people with mental health challenges, and then you go home and the person you're going home to is a man with the kind of baggage that Gabrielle has. You will actually lose your mind. You cannot actually make it work. I just feel so bad for her when she went to the family house in what was that place that they went to? Can't remember. Like Camille's family's chateau or whatever in the mountains, blah blah blah. When they went skiing and all that, I just think that was a really bad idea. You can't spend Christmas on your own. Like spend it on your own. Be fine, child. Like go to your house or maybe go to a very nice and expensive hotel. Tell Gabrielle to come and meet you, and if he says no, you already know where his heart lies. Time and time again, Emily is bending herself over to accommodate this man's baggage. And I'm not seeing any reciprocity here. The man is constantly choosing this other girl that he has history with. They've been dating for long. Now she has this, in quotes, child for him. And the reason I'm doing that, if you haven't watched Emily in Paris, this is major spoiler alert. I'm so sorry. I've come too far to stop. I should have probably put a disclaimer at the beginning, but yeah, sorry. In quote, child, and he's always taking her side. He leaves you hanging on the mountain. He doesn't even recognize how unfair he's being to you. No one is saying don't take responsibility for your child, but like do not neglect the person that you're with on that grounds. I just think it's very lazy. It's a very lazy and very convenient, like decision to make or excuse to give. And boy, the fact that he did not even fight for her, the babe was visibly upset. And she typically isn't, I think, because she just takes in nonsense. Anything in Dish Emily, she takes. And you didn't even fight for her. You go back to the apartment. They live in the same building, by the way, for those who don't know. They live in the same building. You didn't even go to knock on her door and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let's talk about things. You ignore her. And then when she sees you outside, just say hello. And guess who's pulling up to pick you up for lunch outside of the country? I'll be outside of the city. Camille in her drop top. How nice is that? And he totally ignores Emily. And I'm like, Jesus. It can actually never be me. God. Anyways, I'm just going on and on about this whole Emily and Gabrielle thing because I imagine that there are people whose relationships are actually like that. Like, how are you so comfortable with 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 chaos? How are you so comfortable with baggage? You're so comfortable with the difficulty of relationships that you don't even like easy things. I don't just understand it. Is it that people see easy relationships as not being genuine? Scratch that. People genuinely see easy relationships as not being genuine. When people see relationships where the partners are so in love with each other, they honor each other, they respect each other, they go above and beyond, willing to bend themselves over time and time again for their partner, people genuinely think that it's not authentic. They don't think that there's real love in that relationship. They believe that if there's no chaos, if there's no drama, there's no fighting, if there's no back and forth, no violence here and there, then the relationship is not genuine. The love is not really there. Anyways, I used to think that at some point, I think. Oh, no, not necessarily. I didn't really care much about relationships in my earlier days. Yeah, I just did not care. But I had friends who, they just had very chaotic relationships. Like, why is your relationship so chaotic? I have people that they'll fight with their boyfriends, they'll block each other on social media, they'll go out, party, do all that, and then they will now come back. The ones that are just verbally abusive, which is why I say Emily's relationship is probably not as bad as some of the ones I've seen. Because I mean, no one was abusive to her, but it doesn't really change the fact that, girl, yeah, your life is too much, please. When I see people having messy relationships, I genuinely feel bad for them. When my husband and I were doing our first marriage counseling, sorry, not marriage counseling. So we signed up for counseling when we were dating. We enrolled for a counseling class with the Kesenans. I love them, by the way. If you're dating, courting, and you're looking to get married and you need counselors, totally reach out to the Kesenans. Absolutely amazing people. So we reached out to them, we booked a counseling session, and they were asking us about our relationship and everything. And one of the questions that they asked was if we've ever fought. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, this is a trick question, isn't it? It's a trick question. I know this is a trick question because we've never fought. Have we disagreed on things? Of course. But we've never really like argued in that kind of way. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, our relationship is not going to stand the test of time. This relationship, I don't think they will approve. I don't think they'll think of our relationship well because we haven't fought. Blah, 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 blah. I know that when you fight, that means you're one step stronger. And I was struggling. I was like, well, we haven't fought. Yeah, but we probably have disagreed, but definitely not fought because I can't make it up. I can't lie that we fought. And she was like, don't worry. This is not a trick question. You are not supposed to be fighting so early in your relationship. And I was like, oh, okay, good. And in that moment, it dawned on me that actually, why do people fight so much in their relationship? Argue by all means. And obviously, I guess that the longer that you stay with somebody in your marriage or whatever, life will really just throw life will really just throw either of you up and about. And that kind of impacts your relationship or affects the relationship one way or the other. Fine and good, that's valid. But I don't think that, whilst you're dating, it should be so messy. People will be cutting each other off, then they'll come back. They'll do this one, do that one, they'll fight, they'll be messy, go online, they'll unfollow one another, they'll delete all their photos, then they'll come back. What kind of problem is that? And like, why are you even fighting so deeply? They will not be keeping malice. You will not speak to your partner for days. I can't. Oh, then you now come back after 1 week and say, "Oh, the sparks, the love is because I love you." Don't try it. Like relationships are meant to be peaceful. There should be peace. One of the things you should feel if you are with the right person doing the right things is peace. You shouldn't be fighting up and down all the time. This is not to say that obviously till now me and my husband have never had like a fight. Actually, we've never. Have we had arguments? Yes. That probably last a few minutes. Yeah. There was even one time, I said something he didn't like and he was just quiet. I mean, I knew that there's trouble. I know that he's not happy. That's why he's quiet. So he came and he was like, babe, I don't want to go to bed. I mean, I said, okay, now let's talk. Oh yeah, now I was ready to, let's go off. And the way we ended up having that conversation, I was now shy. Like, oh my God, you and I are in such a healthy relationship. Like, I was just saying to my husband, like, I'm actually so shy. I can't even look you in the eye because I was coming to this battlefield ready with my ammunition. And it's like, you started talking and we started talking and it's just de-escalated. And we cuddled, just cuddled ourselves to bed. And I'm like, how do people fight so deep that things get so bad? I know, like I said, life throws people many ways, and it just, yeah, you will have certain kind of arguments that will just be like, oh my God, I'm not there yet. By the mercies of God, I will not be there. But it's just, it's nice that when you're in a relationship, you know that it's you and this person against a problem, and this person is not going to just be pushing you to the curb when there's an issue, or they will be keeping malice with you, or they are not even listening to you and trying to make you feel better. I did an episode where I talked about toxic relationships. I don't like all those things. What Emily and Gabriel have or had is a toxic relationship. They need to never, ever, ever, ever get back together. Like, I don't care. Feelings are not enough. Like, move on, child. You will find somebody else. You will find someone else. You'll find someone better. And you cannot find somebody if you're constantly still lurking around that situation. Emily's still living in that building. Obviously, I'm not saying she should move out because of a guy, but it's just she's too close. She works with him. She lives in the same building with him. How then do you want to move on and find someone else if you are still surrounding yourself in the same situation? It's still there within proximity. Sometimes you actually need to X people from your life so that you can start afresh and see better possibilities. But anyways, that's just my quick rant. I just want to say that if you're in a toxic relationship, and you're listening to me right now, I beg, you can have a good relationship. You can have a relationship that's peaceful. People are in relationships where they wake up and go to bed and there is peace. People honor them, they honor one another, they they love one another through and through. They make the decision every day to choose each other. They are not going to leave you on a mountain when you go skiing in France. I know somebody, oh my God, I know somebody whose man left her in the airport. Left her, got on a flight, like they were supposed to come back together. He got on a flight, he got on a flight and left her. And I said, Jesus Christ, and you are still there. You are still making excuses. I feel like there are certain things that should happen to you, yeah, in your life. Don't ever compromise. Don't ever make any excuse. Take it as what it is and run. How can they leave you in the airport? I cannot even leave my enemy in the airport. If we're supposed to go together, darling, we will go together. Push comes to shove, we might not even talk on the train, on the plane rather, or like on the trip. We might just, be giving each other like side eye. But to leave somebody at the airport, someone actually left someone on vacation, left them there, and traveled, went back. I said, Jesus Christ, what is happening in the streets? Hey, someone actually threatened his girl with a gun, like, I will shoot you. Hey, you people, you need to be careful. Like, genuinely, relationship is not by force. If you don't marry now, like if you're not dating somebody, you'll be fine. You'll actually be okay. Run for your life. My brothers, if your girl is threatening you with fake pregnancy, I had this one, like the girl would tell him he's pregnant. She's pregnant rather. And then he will not end the relationship again. You need to end the relationship and you will now take responsibility for your actions. Take care of the child. This is why also I'm advising, I'm admonishing, I'm begging you people, steer clear of premarital sex. I'm begging everybody listening to me right now that's not married, please save yourself drama. The drama and heartaches. Maybe Emily's life will even be easier if she wasn't having sex with Gabriel. Let's actually be for real. Sex makes everything much, much, much more complicated. I remember this time in uni, I was on a panel, and this guy, we're on a panel, and this guy was on trial for bringing voodoo, juju, witchcraft. He tied people together. You people, be careful. Be careful who you're involved with. I beg. I don't care how you feel up towards them. Pick up your pants, zip it up, belt your trousers. Girls, don't drop your panties. I beg. This is a very raw and vulnerable, very, very raw and vulnerable conversation. Please, I'm begging you with everything in me. Be very careful. Don't be like Emily and Gabriella. See their lives. Terrible. Relationship life, terrible. Okay. Well, their lives as individuals are pretty good. Like Gabrielle got a Michelin star. And Emily, yeah, she's just rising to the peak of her career. Like she's doing so good. As individuals, you might be succeeding, lucky, because some people's relationships have cost them their career, their family, their mental health. Some of them are in Kenyaba left. They're in the psychiatric ward of the NHS. That's where they are because of bad relationships. You do not want to be like that. So hear me and hear me well. Please, you can have a lovely and good relationship. Chase it, run after it. You can have it where every day is just lovey dovey. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Streets are messed up. People are messed up. So just be very wise and desire the best things. Drama, fighting, all that weird stuff doesn't guarantee, is not a marker of a genuine relationship or an authentic relationship. If anything, it's a sign of a toxic relationship and it's a sign of something lacking in your own life. You clearly hate yourself. You don't like good things. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just being mean at this point. I am so sorry. No, but really, my heart goes out to everybody that's in like difficult relationships. I just want you to gather courage. See, beat your chest 3 times. Say, I am a chosen. Gather courage because you are. You're chosen. Chosen generation, a royal priesthood. Look at yourself as royalty. Don't be eating rubbish. Don't be eating shit. Don't be chopping nonsense in your relationships. You need to get up and get out. Find something good, all right? Anyways, my random chit chat has come to an end. I was actually going to do some relationship dilemmas today, but I'll probably save that for another episode. Love you all so dearly, and thank you for staying till the end of the episode. And if you've listened this far, there's no reason why you shouldn't rate this podcast. Rate my comedy skills. I've given you people serious tea from Emily in Paris. Give me a 5 stars, all right? Yeah, have a lovely rest of your week. Bye bye.